We are pleased to be joined this morning by Frank Oz. Welcome.
Thank you, and I can't wait to see a Gary Shandling documentary.
Looks good.
Can't wait.
And so does this. You know, it's so incredible to see sort of behind the scenes when you look at computer-generated images now these days. Talking to you about how in this film, got to crouch down low, the things you've got to do. You've never had this many puppeteers in one room. Why'd you decide to do that?
Well, actually, it was Victoria LeBaum's idea. She's a producer. And my wife, which is brilliant. And
the more important credential.
And she saw us guys, how we clowned around and still cared about each other and screwed each other over, but still loved each other. And she had never seen this kind of a work atmosphere. And she wanted to get it out there.
That's the big story in this documentary is the work atmosphere and your continuing affection for Jim Henson, who you worked for all those years.
Yeah, it's not even continuing affection. I mean, if you see our documentary, you can have a sense of what was inside him is now inside us.
It is.
You know.
And what was that exactly?
I think that was incredibly hard work. And while you're working on stuff you don't even like, you're still having fun. That and long work, and also being collaborative, and no ego, only working for the excellence of the product, and trying to screw each other over.
You keep slipping that in.
Yeah, because we did. We all tried to break each other up and upstage each other at the same time. You know? But fairness. I can go on about Jim, but he was a singular individual.
Do you know what surprised me the most? The Muppets were very much a part of my childhood, but you say this wasn't written for children. It was written for adults.
What do I know about kids? What do you know about kids?
Well, I have 3, but I'm still learning.
No, how do you? I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't know what I wanted. How do adults know what kids want?
Yeah.
We've never worked toward kids. We've only done adult stuff. We're just playing around as adults. That's all we are. And documentary, you'll see that. Which is at MuppetGuysTalking.com. The only place you can get this documentary is at MuppetGuysTalking.com. Am I doing a good job?
Right, you're doing a very good job.
MuppetGuysTalking.com, because we're not releasing it in a big company. It's just us.
One of the fascinating things I learned is that one of the things you had to do with each character was come up with a backstory for them.
No, I didn't have to.
But you felt you needed to.
I do. I absolutely do, yeah.
You have to know who Grover is.
I have to have some sense of who they are, because otherwise they're just surface characters.
Yeah.
Otherwise they wouldn't touch you.
Yeah.
If there's nothing deep inside them, they're not going to touch what's deep inside you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just me who does that, and some of the guys do it also, but I do a lot of it.
Right.
Or I did a lot of it. I haven't performed for about 10 years. I've been directing stuff.
Right.
You know.
Do you have a favorite of your Muppet characters? I'm just curious.
I think Grover and Fozzie are more like me, and there's an ease there, but they're all parts of me, all parts of everybody else. You know, but the thing about these characters, you know, they wouldn't exist if we didn't work the way we did.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't exist that way, and that work is just collaborative. There's no ego whatsoever. There's no politics. We work like hell, and we just have a
What do you think fostered that? What was it that?
It was Jim.
It was all Jim, you said.
And Jim never told us what to do. He never said anything.
He gave you the freedom.
He never told me once.
Right.
He just was himself, and we learned through osmosis and just followed him. And he was not a general who saw the war from the rooftop, from the mountaintop. He was leading the charge 15 feet ahead of us always, and did much more. I mean, in the documentary, we have so many secrets that nobody knows. We've never let people know before, and there's some of Jim that you wouldn't believe, you know.
So if Jim really understood the characters, you have been pretty critical of Disney for not sort of getting these characters.
Not critical.
No?
No, it's weird. What's out with Disney? The trouble with print is they can't print tone.
Yeah.
And so my tone was not combative. My tone is hopeful and pleading, because Disney really wants to do a good job. They're really doing their very best they can. And two people especially, Kyle and Debbie, really get it. They're terrific in the Muppet Studio. But there are people in the TV and motion picture area. The thing is, what they don't understand is that one can't just write for the Muppets. There are performers who've been with Jim for decades.
Yeah.
And they're not being part of the process.
Right.
Those people those Bill Beretta in here, Dave Goelz, they are brilliant. They know the soul. And I just wish they would be asked to be part of the creation. And that's what would make a success for Disney, really. So I have nothing against Disney. Jim wanted to go to Disney.
Right.
Absolutely. You know.
So in other words, you're saying that the actors are part of the characters, in effect, and need to be consulted.
If we, actually, the characters could not be popular without us down below. We know each other for so many years.
Yeah.
You can't just bring a new guy in.
Right.
You just can't do it. And it's also weird because it's like buying a thoroughbred and not letting them race.
Yeah. Frank Oz, thank you so much for being with us this morning. It's been a pleasure. You can download the documentary right now. Just go to MuppetGuysTalking.com.
I love you. I love you.
Coming up.
I love you.